show, the shirt is off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. That was If Tomorrow Never Comes by the band Juice. Joose. Instead of going with one artist today, I'm going to go with several. It's going to be quite the amalgam, a bit of a potluck. So, if the music is not to your liking, write a letter. I don't know what to tell you, honestly. Okay. Today's topic is no good deed goes unpunished. Something that I have some familiarity with. Something that probably a lot of you have some familiarity with, but maybe not all of you, because maybe a lot of times it's a concept that a lot of people don't get. But before I get to that, I wanted to address my last show, which was How About a Little Love for Mexico, which I have no apologies for. Content, research, opinions, none of that. I had apologies for one of my more ardent listeners who was very, very vocal about her opinions on what I had to say about Mexico. And yes, she is 100% correct. There's a lot of things I don't know about Mexico, about how things work over there. And I felt bad, and I apologized to her, not for the content, not for the show, not for the things I said, but because living here in the good old US of A, I get my information like most of you do, the internet, the news, the newspaper. Actually, most of you don't get shit from the newspaper anymore, but I still get the newspaper. And I research and I decimate, and then I bring forth to things that I think are interesting. A lot of times I offend people. I have had people send me some of the meanest, nastiest hate email you have ever read. And my one particular listener was particularly pissed off at my last episode. And to her, personally, I apologized. Again, not for content. I apologize for hurting her feelings, hurting her sensibilities, her culture. And then, and as far as I know, we're all made up. She accepted my apology, and one of the things that I was offended by actually was that the idea that she brought up the idea that I was putting out some propaganda out there, and by definition, propaganda means the trying to damage or help a particular cause through ideas. Now, anybody that knows me knows all well and good, I don't have very many ideas ever. I have no such agendas. My only agenda is to be heard and have people listen to me and then respond to me. So in that sense, my agenda has been achieved. People have, they've written back to me. They have commented on things I've said and done. They've told me to go die. I've had people tell me to go fuck myself. I've had people tell me to kill myself and take my garbage off the air. But, most of those people, I don't care about them. But my friend that was, upset with me the other day, that one I felt bad about because, she's probably one of the best listeners I have because she really does listen to everything I say, and she can just write word for word points that I brought up, and she can argue against them, argue for them, agree with them. I mean, she's on point, is what I'm saying. And I love that. And the fact that I pissed her off actually makes me feel good because I don't want to ever feel as if I'm pandering to anybody. And and it was a subject close to her, because she lives in Mexico, and it's sensitive. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of South Park, actually. South Park has had a nice long history of making fun of everybody. Religions, especially the Catholics, the Jews, the Muslims. I'm still a little pissed off that they don't make fun of Jehovah's Witnesses. That really pisses me off. But and everything was all well and good with the gentleman that played Chef, Isaac Hayes. Remember him? He died not that long ago, and he got all pissed off and screwy when the South Park guys started making fun of Scientology, and he was a Scientologist. Everything was all fun and games. Yeah, let's make fun of Mormons and Catholics and Jews and Protestants. It's like, whoa, Scientologists, you can't do that. And thus their relationship ended, and which is why for a couple of seasons you didn't see Chef in the real Chef mode because Chef wasn't there. Isaac Hayes left the show, and he told Matt and Trey to go fuck themselves, basically. It's not that different from a joke that Jon Stewart used to do, which is where he would make fun of Jews. He is Jewish, so that, kind of made sense. He would make fun of the Jews, and everybody would have a good time. And then he made a joke about the Pope, and then all of a sudden, the audience went quiet. Now, why did the audience go quiet? He even pointed it out to them. He goes, "Oh, I get it. I see how it is. Jew, Jew, Jew. Ha, ha, ha. Pope. When it affects you, it affects you." And, and you're supposed to take it personally, no matter what the other person's intention is. My intention, obviously, was not to insult or hurt or belittle the Mexican people. And then, and she and I, we've exchanged emails. And, I as far as I know, we are on good terms once again. And then she told me, she mentioned to me that she was in fact, not Mexican. You fucking bitch! How fucking dare you? I felt like such shit. Because I thought I was insulting you and your people and your culture and your history, and you're not even fucking Mexican? I got cholos and gangbangers, and I got wetbacks up the ass that love me and I am friends with, and you're not even part of La Raza, and you're giving me shit? You know what, bitch? Next time if I ever do see you, I'm gonna beat you like I own you. And of course, I'm pretty sure she knows I'm just kidding. But, sweetheart, you gotta admit, that was the funniest thing I have heard in a long time. I felt so bad, and then you go up and tell me you're not even Mexican, and I'm like, bitch! Oh, by the way, the shirts are in. The one particular size is not in yet. It's going to be coming in the next couple of days. So as soon as I get it, I will be letting you know what the total cost is going to be, and then I'll be sending that out to you. So wait for that. I got it for you. It's ready. Okay. I got it. You know what? I think it's a beautiful thing when my listeners make me laugh. I really do, because I lost my shit when I saw that in the email. It's like, I'm not even Mexican. I was like, motherfucker. You know what? I'm as usual. I'm burying the lead. No good deed goes unpunished. We're gonna get into that, but let's go through a couple of news stories really, really quickly here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term meningitis. It's a bacterial disease that inflames membranes around the brain and spinal column. Now, normally, this is not really all that big a deal because last year, in fact, there were maybe 500 cases, 500 outbreaks recorded in the United States. And when you're talking about a country of about 350 million, 500 ain't dick. But this one hit close to home. This was over at the UC Santa Barbara, where 4 students were discovered to have meningitis. And it was 1 female and 3 guys. So obviously, gangbang. I'm sorry, there's actually no proof that there was a gangbang. There's no proof that any of these guys actually knew each other. Maybe they went to the same class, maybe they lived in the same dorm, but officially speaking, these 3 guys did not gangbang this chick with meningitis. Okay. Anyway, as far as we know, 2 of them are already covered. The 3rd one is in recovery, but the 4th one, the 3rd male in this particular incident, his meningitis was actually so severe that they actually had to amputate both of his feet. Now, in response to the meningitis outbreak, like I said, which is really fucking rare, like I said, UC campuses are putting out vaccines, tests for meningitis, and they are advising students to avoid sharing drinks, food, physical contact, parties, and any type of physical, intimate sexual contact. Or in other words, the only reason you really go to college, and that's the real reason you go to college. You don't go to college to get a fucking education so you can, make it in the world. You go there so you can have a fucking party. So, yeah. All right, let's see. I don't even know what today's date is. All right, what else have we got here? Oh, yes. Talked about Paul Walker not all that long ago. He's dead. Dead at the age of 40. The Fast and Furious star died, as I said, ironically enough, in a car accident while in a high-powered vehicle. When I say high-powered vehicle, I'm not talking about your average sports car. I'm talking about he was in a 2005 Porsche with 605 horsepower while driving roughly 89 miles per hour in a residential neighborhood in Santa Clarita. Cause of death was car impact with stationary object. No, seriously, that's the official cause of death. Impact with stationary object. According to coroner's reports, he died within seconds of the crash. Between the impact of his head going through the windshield basically, and also his body bursting into flames, he was dead pretty quick. So don't feel too bad about him. And on that note, we are gonna take our first break. Let's see here, and with our break music, we have Julian Angel and their song Boob Boob Booty. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I will be right back.
Saw her out in Malibu, bathing
And Joe the Shirt is back. Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. That's why I'm a little late coming back here. My girlfriend was just asking me what the hell I was just babbling about the last 15 minutes, and I was letting her know that one of my listeners got all up in my grill, and not even La Raza herself, but you know what? Nothing but love, because it's too fucking funny. It really, truly is. Okay, we are talking about no good deed goes unpunished. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this particular term, basically it's right up there with the road to hell is paved in good intentions. We're talking about things that you have done for other people with the kindest of intentions, with the purest of motivations, and they just spit in your face over it. They were just resentful and angry about it, and just didn't really give a flying fuck that you actually went out of your way to do something nice for them, and they don't see it that way. Of course, I'm talking from my own personal experience here. Many years ago, I was a married man. I am now happily divorced. I was never happily married. I never was. I was married, and I was happy with the woman I was with, but I was never happily married to her. That's a whole different kit and caboodle. But there was a place that we used to work at together, and after we got divorced, we were still working at the same place, and she got sick. She got a bacterial infection, actually, which was deemed one of those weird, wacky, flesh-eating viruses, or flesh-eating bacteria, whatever you want to call it. And she was out of it for a while, and she had to spend some time at the hospital, a little over about a month and a half. And during the time, she didn't have any insurance, she didn't have anything saved up, and she didn't have an income coming in. So what I did was, at our mutual place of employment, I set up a collection jar where anytime any of our customers came in, I was like, hey, how you doing? Welcome to so-and-so. By the way, one of our people who's been with us for a long time is not doing well. She's in the hospital. She's sick. And we are collecting money to help her pay off her bills, while she's in there. Stuff like her rent, her power bill, her phone bill, stuff like that. I just want to know if you feel so inclined. And now, obviously, I was putting the guilt trip on everybody. I was letting everybody know, hey, look, basically, if you don't give, you're just a cocksucker. That's all. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm basically saying to you. But I tried to be as polite as I could while actually still calling them a cocksucker. So I will let them know, hey, could you please help? I did this for, like I said, about a month and a half. At the time, her bills were not that high. My ex-wife is a pretty simple woman when it comes to things that she needs and wants. She's not, an extravagant human being, So I was collecting money for her to pay her bills, her rent, her phone bills, her extraneous bills. And anytime anybody came in, I would say, hey, can you please, spare a little something? And people would give anywhere between $1 and $20 at a time, which I thought was fantastic, And I would collect this money. And I noticed that while I was doing this, the other people that did my job when I wasn't around, they were not as aggressive in asking for help for my ex-wife, because, they didn't care, or they just didn't have the balls like I do. I got a lot of balls. My balls are gigantic. Seriously, I need a third leg in my pants just for my balls. I'm not afraid to ask, because if you don't ask, you don't get. That's what I've learned. So, at the time that my ex-wife and I, in this time in our history, we still owed the IRS some money, some back taxes, and it fell upon me because the taxes were in my name, but she was equally liable for these taxes, these bills that we paid off monthly. We were paying off about $200 a month to the IRS. I paid $100, she paid $100. And at one point, the people that were in charge of my job told me that, when at the end of the day, that they were going to collect the money and put it aside for my ex-wife. And I was like, well, no, you're not. I did this on my own time. If you tell me don't do this, then you're the boss. I'm not going to do it. But as long as this is going on, I'm in charge of it. And so I collected roughly $800 within about a month and a half for my ex-wife to pay off her rent, her phone, her car, whatever it is she needed to get paid off. And I let my bosses know that I was going to take a fee out of this for her to pay the $100 that she owes to me for the IRS. And they were like, you know what, Joe? You don't touch her money. This is her money. You don't have a right to it. And I'm like, without me, this money wouldn't exist in the fucking first fucking place. How fucking dare you even question what the hell it is I'm doing? I told them I put this together so that she could pay her bills. And among her bills is the $100 a month that she owed me to the IRS. It was an operational fee. That's all I was taking out. I took out $100. After I took out $100, I still collected over $800 for her to pay her other bills. But you know what? What she owed the IRS was one of her fucking bills. And this offended me. It bothered me that these people would even question my motivations here. But then they went to go see her at the hospital that she was staying at. I did not go to the hospital to visit her. We had just been recently divorced, and she really did not want to see me or deal with me all that much. And I understand that. That's fine. So, but they went there and they told her that I was setting aside $100 to pay for her IRS bill. And she called me and then told me, that she didn't understand why I thought I had the right to take any of her money to pay for my bills. Okay. Her money was the money I was collecting. My bills were actually her bills. And without me, there wouldn't have been anything in the first place. And I could not believe it. Now, she eventually, I will give her credit, she eventually came back, apologized to me, and let me know, and thanked me for doing what I did for her to make sure that she could stay solvent with what was going on in her life. Without me, she could have been homeless. She could have been on welfare. She could have, she could have been doing, things could have been completely fucked. And she acknowledged this and she apologized for it. But it really, 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 at the time, it really bothered me so much that somebody who I thought I was doing so much for, that I was trying to help so much for, And I was taking an operational fee out of the money I collected. You know, any charity on the planet, Goodwill, PETA, FEMA, whatever charity you think you're contributing all your money to, there's about 20% of that that's not going to the needy and the ones that the charity is intended for. Some of that money goes to making sure that the charity can exist, that they can pay their bills, that they can make sure that they, can help you out. So yeah, it bugged me, and there are other more extreme cases than mine. I mean, there have been stories of people having a heart attack or a stroke, and people will go, is there a doctor in the room? Is there a doctor here that can help? And it's gotten to the point where doctors will say nothing. They won't admit that they're doctors. They won't offer their help, because a lot of times when somebody's having a heart attack or a stroke or God knows whatever, a seizure, and a doctor helps, and something weird happens while they're helping, well, all of a sudden, these people have a right to sue the person that was trying to help them in the fucking first place. It is hard for me to understand the world where you try to help others and you get punished for it. But it happens. It happens all the time, It's one of those things that you just can't not believe. But there it is. I had not thought about that story about my ex-wife in at least 2 years. But I was reminded of it recently, the holidays being around and all, and, people are always trying to, do unto others, be good people, be good Christians, whatever, yada, 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 blah, 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 suck it off. But there it is, you end up, you end up trying to help and then having people tell you fucked up. Not only did your help not help, but it actually hurt, and now I'm going to punish you for it. I'm going to sue you for it. I'm going to make sure that, you never help anybody else ever again. You ever seen somebody give somebody CPR? Ever seen somebody give somebody the Heimlich maneuver? I knew a buddy of mine, my buddy Jason. We used to work as waiters together. I worked as a bartender waiter. He was a waiter. And a woman, was choking on, I don't know, a chicken wing or something. And he saw what was going on. He picked her up. He gave her the Heimlich. A big piece of chicken just flew across the room. People were like, woo, applauding. It was like, woo, yeah, way to go, And people were leaving him $100 tips, but what if it didn't go that way, We're supposed to try to help each other, and yet we get punished for it. We get hurt for it. We get told that you fucked up. I'm getting all melancholy again. In any case, it's time for a break. And before we were listening to Julian Angel and Boop Boop Booty. I know that's a classic in the making. And this is LOS with All I Ever Had. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I will be right back. Okay, apparently I forgot to check the volume. My bad. It happens sometimes. This is All I Ever Had, LOS. Or actually, I was gone so long. Actually, I don't know. Actually, it seems like I was gone so long that, Okay. Now, let's go over some news stories. How about that? Are you familiar with CHIRLA? I'm not, honestly. I'll be perfectly honest with you on that one. But staff members and board members with the Coalition for Humane Immigrants' Rights of Los Angeles, CHIRLA, participated in a 24-hour fast on Tuesday in solidarity with pro-immigration reform Fast for Families. Fasters in Washington, D.C., the Chirla Action Fund's call center staff of 22 people also joined in the fast. The three core members of Fast for Families in Washington, D.C., SEIU's Elicio Medina, Dreamer, and Mi Familia Votas, Christian Avila, and NAAKACECS, Nagasex, Dae Jung have been abstaining from all food since November 12th and have vowed to fast until they can no longer sustain. Apparently, they want to try to make immigration laws more fair here in the United States by not eating. So, I'm sorry. Is that really effective for anybody? I remember I did a story not all that long ago about L.A. prisoners who were like going on hunger strikes until conditions in L.A. prisons and jails improved. Let's see, how did that go? Oh, that's right, nothing fucking changed. You know what? You can go lie to yourself, lie to others. Don't lie to me. You're not doing anything. Oh my God. Oh, you're not eating for a few days. Oh my God, you're not eating for a couple of weeks. You're not eating for a month. Big fucking deal. Why would that change my or anybody else's opinion about immigration reform? Why would it change your opinion about anything? I don't care. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you, and I don't care about you. Much like with the prisoners, I'm like, oh wow. So let me guess. So prisoners are declining food. So we save money. Great. Yeah. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? I'm sorry, that doesn't affect me. Who gives a shit if you're not eating? Well, I'm not going to eat until we have effective reform on immigration or health laws or the elderly or children's education. You know what? Go fuck yourself. You know what? Don't eat. You know what? Don't eat. Die. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't care. Okay, not too long ago, a couple of days ago, I talked about what's going on in Mexico. And much like Mexico, I'm going to talk about things I really don't know all that much about. If you happen to be Venezuelan, by the by, you may have noticed that, especially if you live in Venezuela, you can't go anywhere. Now, why can't you go anywhere? And I'm talking, you can't go anywhere. Like you can't get a flight to anywhere. You can't get a plane trip. You can't go on vacation from Venezuela. Why is that exactly? Well, because Venezuelans are leaving their own country to go to other countries so that they can buy U.S. dollars to come back and exchange them for Venezuelan dollars, which are worth a lot less, but then this way they have a surplus of them that they can use while in Venezuela. Okay, let me see if I can break this down for everybody. Okay, in Caracas, Venezuela, an elderly Caracas woman recently called a travel agent to buy an airline ticket to Argentina because of a family medical emergency. She was told that no seat on any plane leaving Venezuela was available at any price on any airline until next fall, so a year from now. There is essentially no availability for air tickets out of Caracas until September 2014. The destinations most in demand are Cuba, Miami, Colombia, Ecuador, and Spain. Now, according to Venezuela's official exchange rate, it takes 6.3 bolivars, the national currency, to buy $1 US. But the scarcity of dollars that has resulted from government controls aimed at curbing inflation has made them worth up to 60 bolivars on the black market. So basically, you're Venezuelan. You go to, say, Spain, Cuba, Miami, whatever. Let's say you buy a plane ticket for let's go crazy, 30,000 bolivars or what the fuck? Hold on. 30,000 bolivars would be hold on. 30 bolivars, or let's see, what is it, $3,000 or somewhere in that range, basically. Okay, so then what you do is you go to these other countries that have these exchange rates. You use your credit card to take money out on your Visa, your MasterCard as dollars, and then you bring them back with you to Venezuela. And all of a sudden, your $1 to 6.3 bolivars actually ends up being $1 to 60.3 bolivars. In other words, 10 times what you would normally expect to have on the black market. Yeah, man, South America. It's nuts out there. Okay, and here's one that I want to talk about for a little bit, and I don't have enough time for it. I hate it when I don't have enough time for these things. Okay, the Dominican Republic has decided that people that were born in the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, after a certain point, or are not considered official Dominican citizens. Now, unlike the United States, where if you're born here, you're considered a citizen, they've decided that if you were born here, say, 2 or 3 generations ago, well, you know what, you're not a citizen. And the reason they do this is because people that were born 2 or 3 generations ago, but that were not originally Dominican, but actually Haitian, well, they don't have rights anymore. We can pretty much kick them the fuck out, kill them, put them on rafts and let them float away from wherever. But basically what they're saying is that you don't count as a citizen anymore. Even though your family has been living in the Dominican Republic for the last, 60 years, because because your ancestors weren't born here within a particular time frame, you don't count, which means that you have no rights as a citizen, you have no rights as an illegal immigrant, you have no rights as a legal immigrant, and best of all, you have no recourse. Basically, they can just toss your ass right out of the fucking country and not worry about it. So yeah, there you go. Okay, let's end the day with a joke. How about a quick joke for you guys? All right. Here's an easy one. What's the difference between a slut and a bitch? It's easy. Slut fucks everybody. Bitch fucks everybody but you. And on that note, we're leaving you with I Don't Love You by Mark Aaron Canty. I'm Joe the Shirt. I've been Off the Cuff, and thank you for listening. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.